hear about the apartheid in South Africa?
In the early 1980s. Was when I was in college, and there was a song called Biko by an artist called Peter Gabriel, and it came out and it was about a South African activist who was involved in the protest against apartheid in South Africa, and that's probably the first time that I ever heard about it.
How did you feel when you heard about the apartheid?
I mean, I was surprised that in the 1980s that was still going on, because we had gone through that in the 1960s, and I was surprised that it was still a legal system of discrimination in a country that is considered to be a developed country. So I was surprised.
Did it affect your life in any way?
Directly, probably not. No.
When you heard that FWD clerk said he would work to seek a compromise with the whites and blacks in South Africa, what did you think personally?
That it was about time. Yeah, that happened. I remember...
Mr. Wiles, if you're in the building, please come to Renee Christensen's office. Mr. Wiles, if you're in the building, please come to Renee's office. Thank you.
I remember in the 1980s, mid-80s, when Nelson Mandela was in prison, and there was a lot of talk about him being in prison and possibly being released and all that kind of stuff. And then there was another musical artist named Paul Simon who went to South Africa and did an album with some South African musicians, and it kind of brought attention to South Africa and what was going on in South Africa. And a lot of people started paying attention. Well,
okay. When did you first hear about the apartheid in South Africa?
The first time I really remember becoming aware of it when I was first went to college back in the 70s, 1970s, not the 1870s, 1970s.
How did you feel when you heard about it?
I was upset. I thought it was unjust. I had grown up in the segregated South, so I'd kind of seen, I hope, a milder version of apartheid here in Georgia. So I could kind of see the human impact of it, but I don't think we were, I hope we weren't as bad as they were. Their laws were much stricter.
Did it affect your life in any way?
Just in kind of a general background. At college, there were folks talking about it, and some protests. This was at a small South Georgia college, Valdosta State, so I was aware of it because people talking about it, but I didn't actively participate in it. Yeah.
When you heard that FWD clerk said he would work to seek a compromise with whites and blacks, what did you think?
I was happy to hear that. I mean, it's the other side of the world, but still, just everything you read about it said it just seemed so unjust and unfair and dehumanizing that it was just good news that at least in one part of the world things were getting better.
When did you first hear about the apartheid in South Africa?
About 1983.
How did you feel when you heard about it?
Uninvolved. It was far away, not involving me and people I knew, so my first reaction was uninvolved.
Did you have any specific attitude change to your life, or?
Yeah, there was a bank called Barclays I used to bank with in England. You know the Barclays? Barclays. They were involved in a scandal recently.
Mm-hmm.
I used to bank with Barclays, and they did a lot of business in South Africa. So your question is, how did I feel? What did I do? I changed banks, for one thing. I stopped banking with Barclays because they were quite big in investment in South Africa and fueling the... but that wasn't immediate. That's really about it. I didn't really do very much at all.
When you heard that FWD clerk said he would work to seek a compromise with the whites and blacks, what did you think?
I probably didn't believe him. because he was forced to say this because of the political situation. He wouldn't have said it voluntarily. So what did they first think? I didn't believe him. And I don't think it's what he really wanted. He forced his hand.
If you were there during the apartheid, what would you have done?
There as me, left the country probably, and the avoidance of conflict. I wouldn't have got involved in physical conflict. I probably would have left.
Okay, I think that's about it.
That's it?
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
I got the magic in me. Every time I touch that track, it turns into gold. Everybody knows I got the magic in me. When I hit the floor, the girls come snapping at me. Now everybody wants a blast of magic, 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 oh. I got the magic in me.
Trick that I let tempo blow your mind. Pick a verse, any verse, I hypnotize you with every line. I'll need a volunteer, how about you with the eyes? Come on down to the front, stay right here and don't be shy.